Hi, I'm Jenny from the plot, and this is not my plot.
This isn't anybody's plot.
No, it isn't
not a
anybody's
plot.
plot. It's not a plot. I've come to visit my good friend Natalie. Hello,
Hey,
Nat.
Jen.
Natalie and I have been friends for a very long time, haven't we?
A while now.
Oh, look, Kenny! Kenny loves me. This is
And
Kenny.
he does love you.
And isn't he gorgeous? Isn't he gorgeous? So we've been friends since school, haven't we, Nat?
Yeah, 1989, I
Oh
reckon.
my God, that shows
the
how old,
1980s.
how old we are.
We're in Nottinghamshire,
Yes.
and we've moved from Nottingham City to a village that's a really quite small, quiet, sleepy village in wider Nottinghamshire. So.
And she's got an absolutely beautiful house and a beautiful dog and a beautiful garden, which is what we are in now.
Which is not a plot.
Which is not a plot.
Not a plot.
But you have had an allotment, haven't you, Nat?
I did once have a plot.
Tell us about that.
15 years ago, I had a plot.
So this was in Nottingham, wasn't it?
In Nottingham City, yeah, St Anne's allotments. But they do call them heritage gardens. They've been there a long time. They were sort of Victorian leisure gardens for sort of miners and lace mill workers who didn't have much space at home. So they weren't just allotment gardens. They were places where families would go to relax and spend time together and picnics and all that. So they're heritage gardens.
So it's a really old site, isn't it?
It's an old site. They advertise it as being the biggest, oldest allotments anywhere ever.
Yeah.
That's not true. They're not the biggest and they're not the oldest.
But really?
But they reckon there isn't a bigger and older one anywhere.
Oh, wow.
So
That's
with the
something.
combination of
That
big and
we
old, we were transferred the plot from a bloke up the pub. He mistakenly, as it transpired, believed that we were a better bet to keep his plot. He was moving away. He wanted his plot not to be neglected.
Yes.
And because my husband was a gardener and was at the time doing his horticulture BTEC, the nice man called John, who transferred his plot to us, thought that we would stand a better chance of keeping it up than other people, than people who were committed and had made a life choice and got themselves on a waiting list and planned, you know, being a plot holder. No, we were a much better bet, these randoms that he knew from up the pub, because one was a gardener. So,
but you ended up with a plot and it wasn't like that you hadn't expected or planned for.
Hadn't planned for it at all.
And tell us about the site.
But we gave
What was
it a go
like?
for a brief period of time. It was, it's in St Anne's in Nottingham, which is basically on a really big hill, a really steep hill. And our plot was basically a 1 in 8 hill. It was a bit like a ski slope. So there was a relatively flat bit at the top and there was like a Victorian brick building and a really treacherously dangerous plate glass greenhouse. Yeah, so that there was a relatively flat bit at the top and then it sort of stacked straight down at a sort of 1 in 8 gradient, which pushing a wheelbarrow back up that, I'm trying to make excuses for why it didn't work, but pushing the wheelbarrow back up that empty was a pretty mean feat. And it did level out a bit at the bottom, but it was enormous, it was huge and steep.
That sounds really challenging.
And, well, I think the biggest challenge was that there were some really quite big mature trees on the plot that covered a lot of the plot. And you can't really plant much under a mature tree with big tree root systems on a really steep hill. So we did manage to get sort of 4 big beds in, I think, and build a compost heap.
Oh, that's progress.
But we sadly, we stopped feeling very motivated. So we had other, we got a dog, not this one, another one, which was a sort of a conscious, planned lifestyle choice.
Yeah, and you're both working.
We were both working. Ali finished his course and then was doing professional gardening during the day, and it felt, not a particularly relaxing thing to go up the allotment after work. Our local pub was halfway between our house and the allotments, which is a big challenge, to push past the pub and go to the allotment.
I'm always saying it. My hat is off to anyone out there with a full-time job and family and other commitments and an allotment? Because how you find the time, I do not know.
We were evicted.
You
We
had the
were-
letter, didn't you?
We had the letter. I didn't mention I ended up on the Allotment Association's committee. I was a trustee of the charity that managed the allotment gardens up there, and I was on the cultivation policy subcommittee, which helped. So I helped to draft
Your
the
own
cultivation policy.
Evicting
And
yourself.
we were evicted for a lack of cultivation in accordance with the policy that I had drafted.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. That's
And
brilliant. Just because you don't have an allotment does not mean that you don't like to grow stuff. Isn't that right, Nat?
It's true. It's true. But I think I've found my level. We've just moved here within the last year, so we moved just before Christmas. Not an easy time of year to get on top of the garden in the winter, but my husband Ali had a good old clear and a dig, which was great because the ground was like iron in the springtime because it was so dry. And I really just approached it this year I'm just going to try a couple of things. We're just going to have a little bit of an experiment. We need to get to know the soil. We need to work out which bits of the garden are going to suit what.
And which bits are going to get really sunny and which bits are more shady.
To be honest, it's a bit more of a challenge finding the shady bits in this garden. We're sort of southwest facing. We're getting a nice glorious bit of sunshine now. It's good for sunny. I would say to anybody who is languishing on a waiting list, hello Kenny, anyone languishing on a waiting list and sort of cursing that time, make the most of it, do your planning, because taking on a plot without any plans or a forethought is a recipe for disaster.
But it was an experience, I bet.
It was an experience.
You don't regret it, do you?
No, not at all.
There you go.
Not at all.
There you go.
I lost the plot.
I
lost the plot, and I'm not
literally.
sorry.
Good. Well, let's take Kenny and have a little wander around, shall we?
Fabulous.
Let's go. Yeah. Right, Natalie, what should we look at first?
Well, we're standing by the greenhouse. This is the greenhouse with the
Look
fabulous
at that!
plants.
Isn't it gorgeous?
Yeah, so there's all my tomatoes that came from just 2 shriveled up little beasts left at the bottom of the fridge. I just cut them in half, chucked them in a pot. And we've had a really good crop, and there's still some coming. I don't know how many of those ones that are left are going to ripen, but I'm quite, I'll take that as a win for my first tomato experiment.
Well, free tomato plants, pretty much, isn't it?
So we've got a sort of a storagey bin bit here, and our fabulous oil tank, which is the view out of my little home office. But we reckon that's a useful space, and Ali's given it a rotivate. And we're on the hunt for some seed potatoes for every year. So I'm just going to ask my mum and dad. They've got a bit of garden that they've turned into a really successful plot.
They grow all sorts, your mum and dad, don't they?
In fact, my most successful crop this year is my courgettes, which were just my mum and dad's surplus plants. That I was taking off their hands, and they've gone mental.
And they've gone crazy.
So I think I'll ask them to get to the raspberries.
Oh my Lord.
It's a shimmy.
Oh my goodness.
Shimmy down behind the shed.
Looks like shall I shut the gate for Kenny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, we've got a couple of water butts. That's fine. A couple of water butts.
Yeah.
And
that we've just squeezed past.
What has been levelled, but there were a lot of raspberry plants here.
Look, and I love the framework as well.
Wow, I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you're going to move some of these raspberry
canes, we're
gonna.
That's why Ali's. We've cut them down now. We're going to move some over to the other side of the garden, which I'll show you in a minute. And then I've got a couple of people who've got their names down for some extra raspberry canes. So some will be going to new homes because I don't need this many flipping raspberries.
So what's going here then, where the bed is?
Here is going to be another shed because you can never have too many sheds.
Absolutely. Have a little look in the barn. Ali showed me this earlier. This is how he stores his tools. Have you ever seen a more organised tool storage? The actual garden part of the garden is so neat, smooth, manicured looking. It's absolutely beautiful. And you've got a lot of space, haven't you?
There is so much more space than we had before.
Oops.
But one of the things I wanted was my herb garden. It's all pretty new. I've got a rosemary bush from my mum, the thymes and the mints. My poor little sage isn't very happy. It's a bit grumpy that I left it in its pot for too long. The chives have gone bonkers. They're like cousin it. But yeah, nice and close to the house.
They're lovely. And you've
Nip
got
out.
you've got a big buddleia there.
Yeah, that's been alive with the butterflies this year. This is just garden, really.
But it's a
so it
very
doesn't-
pretty
We
garden.
planted the lavender. Unfortunately, we took a lot of lavender that was out the front of the house out
Yeah.
when we had the driveway done. So we made a conscious effort to put some stuff that was going to be good for the pollinators in back here. So we've had a nice crop of lavender. Had some fabulous osteospermums from my next door neighbours as a housewarming gift, and they've gone ballistic.
Oh, so nice. You've got lovely bird baths here.
Yeah,
for
we've had loads of different birds. It does get a
lot
bit
of
busy
bird
in the warm
baths.
weather, but yeah, the dustbin lids are particularly
I bet
popular.
they love it.
Yeah, they love the dustbin lids. So lots of bathing, lots of birdie bathing goes on
Oh,
out
we've
here.
got some rhubarb here.
Rhubarb, yes. Ali's rhubarb, he grew that from seed.
From seed.
Oh, crikey me, over 10 years ago. They came with us in buckets from our last house, and it took a little bit of time to get.
in.
Yeah, they were looking pretty poorly for a while,
They
but we've
look
had
good now.
some good crops. I've been making rhubarb cakes,
good.
so yeah, they've come back fighting. That's good. So we've got this trellis that was here when we moved
so this is
in.
interesting. This is like a whole section of your garden is kind of fenced off, isn't it?
Yeah. It's because we've got this lovely Bramley apple tree.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
And
Let me focus on the Bramley.
the people who had the house before us had 3 dogs, and if it's a busy season for wasps and the apples are down on the ground, it's quite dangerous for our furry friends, because they could be snoofling around in the apples and get stung by the wasp. That's, we think, what it's for. But it is useful because Kenneth is prone to eating things he shouldn't eat. This is a bit stuck. There we go.
So we have to not let win.
So if this is the bit of the garden,
he knows. Look, he knows.
Oh, he knows. So this is the bit of the garden, because it's sort of round a corner and out of the way. This is the bit where I'm going to grow the most sort of edible crops. So it's handy for it to be behind this screen, so Kenny can't get where he's not welcome. And this was the first bed. This is the first vegetable plot bed that Ali made me.
Yeah.
And so I shoved everything in it, because it was the spring and I had one very small bed to use. So I've massively overstocked it. The beans were fighting with the honeysuckle. The beans are overshadowing the carrots. Bizarrely, I've ended up with 2 varieties of beans that came out of the same packet of seeds.
And what kind of beans are they?
They're climbing green beans. This is what the packet of seeds meant to be, and this is what most of them are. But there was a load of these, and they're looking really bedraggled now. Obviously, we're into September, so there's a lot. I think we probably ate the last good picking for our tea last night, Jen, didn't we?
They were delicious.
But yeah, these yellowy ones, which are, they're perfectly all right to eat. I don't think they're the same sort of flake. No, they can't be, but they were in the same packet of seeds.
What kind of carrots are these?
Chantenay carrots.
Because we had some of
We
those
had
last
some of those
night.
last night. We had sort of the biggest ones I could see. That one looks like it. They're tiny, look. Yeah, little baby Chantenays, but they're ever so sweet. They're really nice. I haven't thinned them at all, so they're all squished in together. The thinning just... No, another little one. But yeah, they are lovely.
They're so yummy.
And haven't had carrot fly, which is brilliant.
Which is a
So,
courgette. These are the
plants.
courgette plants.
Yeah. So obviously this bed here...
Yes, so this is
big, obvious...
kind of freshly dug, isn't it?
Well, relatively. It certainly wasn't there when I chose to squish everything into that really small bed. And we're thinking about maybe some onions for next year.
Oh, nice.
We've been struggling to find nice, fresh, big Spanish onions, which are really tasty. But we thought, well, if it's something we like to eat and we're struggling to find it, we'll grow some. We'll see what happens. So that's the plan for next year. But yeah, I've had loads of courgettes off Mum and Dad's spare
Gorgeous.
plants.
Oh,
It's been great.
Well, here we go.
There's one. Yeah, they just keep coming. So
Wow.
still flowering.
That's
Still
amazing.
where the marigolds were.
Yes.
There are some small indentations behind them, which
Yes.
represent the former sites of my purple sprouting broccoli plants. I grew those. I've got a brilliant windowsill in the kitchen that's really deep and
Yeah.
gets nice morning sunshine. So that was our propagating windowsill, which is great. Grew some purple sprouting broccoli plants, didn't net them off quickly enough.
Oh dear.
Butterflies got them. They were fantastic nurseries for the caterpillars.
Curse those
Scoffed
butterflies.
the lot, mutilated them. My mum said, don't bother with brassicas, you'll never get a crop, the butterflies will have them. I should have listened to my mother, not for the first time in my life. Sorry, Mum. So yeah, they came out because they were sort of little lacy doily type things that were never going to do anything.
Oh, shame. But
So, yeah.
if you don't try, you don't know. That's the thing.
It's
isn't
an
it? What a
experiment.
feature you've got at the back.
Yeah, I mean, not on purpose. That was here. That was here.
I just heard the tinkling.
The tinkling. It's got a little solar panel.
Oh.
So we've got some ferns here. This is butterfly. This is our dingly dell.
That is a dingly down.
And there's another under that sort of slabby crazy paving.
What is that? Mushrooms there?
Where?
Behind the ferns, these big
Oh
orangey
my
things.
goodness me. I've just trodden one as well. Look,
Just, oh no.
Flaming
Oh, no, we're killing the
angel.
Look at the size of that.
What even explosives that you would have to bleep out. Oh my goodness me. I'm going to tell Ali to
That
come and have a
really
look.
is a dingly dell, isn't it?
That
It's
is
like
a dingly
where
dell.
fairies
Maybe
live.
we've overwatered the dingly dell. That's bonkers. And so there's another hedgehog hut under
is
that
there?
crazy. Yeah, there's the entrance. Look,
Oh,
it's all
yes.
spider webbed up. So there's nothing in there.
But
There's
but
another
there
great
might
big
be.
mushroom thing behind there. They
Oh,
look like, look, behind the.
Oh yes. Look at those. They look like weird pancakes or something.
They do. Or slightly splattered Yorkshire puddings.
Oh, amazing.
Any foragers out there? Let us know what you think they are.
Yeah.
Not going to eat them, like.
Don't put them in your beef Wellington.
Not going to.
It's gorgeous, Natalie. I
Yeah, there's
absolutely
not a lot
love it.
yet. But
But
you know,
you've got space, haven't you?
We've got some beds. We've got some
You've got space
stuff
and
ready
you've got
for
plans.
next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I love it. I love it. And it's so nice to.
And it's achievable
Yeah.
for somebody who lacks motivation, who can just get out of bed, have a coffee, come out and have a water.
Yeah.
And actually just coming out and picking the veg and then
Yeah.
taking it straight back into the kitchen and
How
cooking it
lovely
has
is
been
that?
great. So yeah,
It's really lovely.
I found my level and nobody can evict me from this one. Policy or no bloody cultivation policy.
Absolutely. Right, let's go and have a chat at the barn. Well, there we are. Thank you very much, Nat, for showing us round your lovely garden.
Thank you for driving 3 hours or something to come and see me for my 2 courgette plants and some withering beans.
But this is my holiday, you see, coming to visit you, and it has been really, really nice. Just like old times. It's always like old times, though, isn't it? Whenever we get together, it's as if no time has passed. And in our heads,
Still 15
We're
or
still
something. Yeah.
thank you very much, Nat.
You're welcome. I'm told that it's now tradition to brandish your courgette.
Yes.
I shall brandish
Just like
my
Chris.
courgette at you. Like,
And so when we wave goodbye, I want you to wave your courgette with pride.
okay.
Okay, let's do that then. Let's see you next time. I love it. It's a bit weird,
It is a bit weird.
but I love it.
Nothing wrong with
I think we
weird.
started a thing.